All right, so the purpose of this video is not to have conflict with you guys. It's really more of a discussion point, and I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. Anyway, the question of the day, I'm guessing Nike is gonna go crazy releasing Kobe models like Adidas did with Yeezys. What do you think the saturation will do, and are you there for it? So that was a question I asked over on Twitter. It's really an interesting talking point. We obviously know that Nike is kind of going crazy with the Kobe releases. I actually did hit on a pair of these, but only in my kid's size. So I don't have my size. It's actually my wife's size right here, but my kid's soon gonna be in this size, which is crazy. I love the look of these things, but I just wish I got them myself. Anyway, I also did buy these ones a while ago. This is one of those ones that I absolutely knew that I needed as well. And then also I have a couple other random Kobe's out here that I own. Shout out to the homie that actually gifted me this pair, Oregon State Beaver sort of colorway. Not a Beaver themed shoe, but the colorway was why I got those. Go Beavs. And then also my Nike Mag inspired joint right here that I created. And then also like these guys right here. I mean, I don't even know these. I think these are the ADs when these ones dropped. Anyway, I have a lot of Kobe's. I've had a lot of Kobe's in the past. I've sold some back in the day before obviously the tragic passing. And now we're in a different market than what we've seen in the past. Now, I did ask you guys on Twitter your thoughts on the matter. And so let's go ahead and check out what they said. The GOAT says he's here for it. He wants to collect Kobe's he didn't get before, not going to pay resale, so he loves the supplies added. That's a perfect answer in my opinion for an exact fan of somebody that's actually interested in the product, somebody that missed out on something and they're excited to be actually able to get something instead of having it sell out and go straight to resellers and not be able to actually have their own pair. Smith says he hopes to get the What the Kobe 8s. Love the idea of them bringing that. JD White, I just want dope pairs. The snakeskin colorway, the triple black, that's a great picture, my guy. That is a really, really dope pair that I missed out on. I'm super sad about that. Master of Puppets says they'll be played out like Dunks and AJ1s in about a year and a half. I don't necessarily doubt that, but I feel like there's still always going to be some energy behind what Kobe has to offer. Obviously, they just have to be careful with the rollouts, like I mentioned. Frank says more Kobe 5 Protros, please. Missed out on the chaos. Same here, my friend. Kurt Singer says maybe the saturation will allow me to get a pair. Yes, hopefully so to some capacity, right? Thompson said Kobe's were not that popular back in the day, so most of them were on sale, sitting on shelves, so people actually wanted to hoop in them. Crazy how things change after Kobe passes away. It is true though, like with Kobe passing away, it draws an extra like amplification to the product and just, you know, extra nostalgia value points there because we can't create new memories with that. And then Cody and Francis both say yes, saturates the market. I do not care. So it sounds like a lot of people are really excited for the mass volume of more Kobe's, which I don't blame you. For the teaser that we've had from this pair onward, since they like renegotiated their contract with Nike, like every single pair has been ridiculously difficult, even these guys, to cop. So we haven't had any sense of saturation from any of the products that have dropped. But I feel like this is a really good conversation point because Nike, like obviously is, I wouldn't say struggling, it's number one, right? But they have a lot of products that are not flying off the shelves the way they used to. When we saw a very similar thing the other year with Adidas, Adidas Boost was selling out and all sorts of different stuff. The Ultra Boost was like reigning champs. And then the Yeezy line was doing really well. But then they started releasing so many different colorways. And yes, they looked very, very similar as well. But they sold so many different colorways that it made it really kind of crazy for consumers out there where you're paying $230 each for all of these different Yeezys drop. And part of it, I think, is just strategy on Adidas side to just compensate and make as much money as they could from the Yeezy product because it was kind of like a cash cow. Obviously, with Nike's products hurting right now, Jordan Retros sitting on shelves. Kobe's, every single one of them is sold out. Even those crazy, weird, not very attractive blue and purple colorways. Personally, I would pass on those. They're just not even worth a cop. Not a colorway I like. But Nike's going to be releasing a bunch of different Kobe Retros in a lot of different models, a lot of different colorways. Some of them are ones that were GRs in the past. The Venice Beach one being an example. That was a super GR back in the day, and there's a lot of weird hype around that colorway specifically now. But I feel like Nike is going to be putting themselves in the same situation as what Adidas did. I'm kind of concerned about it because I don't want them to just water down the Kobe line as much as they can just to basically cash in. Yes, we want Kobe products. Yes, it's great for the fans out there that want Kobe products. Yes, they're actually really good to ball in still, as we see a lot of the NBA players out there still playing in retro Kobe's. But no, I don't want the corporate giant of Nike behind the scenes just going, let's pump out as much as we can to profit as much as we can without the consideration of what they're actually releasing. So that's my biggest takeaway is like, I just don't want Nike to release all these different Kobe's out there, slap the Kobe logo on it and just mass produce it without any proper storytelling, without any proper respect to the product. And that's the part that I'm most concerned about. Like, we want good storytelling. We want meaningful pairs to be released. and not just this big corporate shift of like, we need to make up revenue. Like Jordans aren't selling. This is not, let's go ahead and push Kobe. Kobe's the new Jordan, right? But again, I just don't want that corporate machine and the corporate greed to take over the common sense of like respecting the product and respecting the legacy of what Kobe has to offer. Yes, there's a ton of great colorways that he's had. Yes, you could retro all of the old colorways over a period of time. I'm sure there's lots of people out there, including myself, that would be excited to get some of the colorways that I used to get. And there's a bunch of different Kobe models that they can work from. So there's a lot of potential there to really make this thing a great deal for all of us consumers out there. But again, it's a slippery slope because there's a way that they can really ruin this for the true fans out there of Kobe and just, saturating his legacy. And just to be clear, I don't really care if they mass produce so many pairs of these that they just sit and go to outlets. That's not necessarily the concern. It's more of just the over amplification of everything because of the corporate greed. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. I'm hoping that they really just don't go hog wild crazy. I feel like they're going to see a lot of success in 2024, 2025 even, of selling the crap out of Kobe's and lots of different models and lots of different colorways. Hopefully, again, with meaningful, impactful stories behind some of the colorways, some of the retros that we might have grown up with and loved. But then I'm really geared about year 3, because then that's the year usually Nike goes, hey, you guys did great. Let's do it 3 times that now. And then all of a sudden, the great creators and the minds behind the products that we're releasing 2 years ago are now just having to come up with just all sorts of craziness. We don't want what happened to like the MCU to happen to like the Kobe line in the future. Again, I'm thinking future thought. Like the Marvel's movie had a crazy budget and had a lot of promise, and it just was not delivered well as everything else in phase 5 of MCU, with exception of, I think, Guardians. That's James Gunn's thing and he's out. So I don't know. I just don't want the creators to feel the pressure from Nike to create garbage like 3 years from now because of the ramp up of the corporate greed. But that's my 2 cents. That's my random thoughts of the day. If you guys like these type of videos, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know. Drop a like on the video. And if you have other kind of topics you'd like me to just cover, leave a comment. Let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. Just tweet me and say, hey, cover this in a video, this topic, whatever it might be, and something that if there's interest behind it, like I'm totally down to do something like this. It's really fun to have more like just old-fashioned, like engaging conversations with you guys, and hopefully you guys like it. But have a good rest of the day. Hopefully see you back on the channel for some more random content soon. All right, peace, guys.